Mark Ray Mundy from MMAfighting.com in Tokyo, Japan with Aung La N Sang, who fights Ken Hasegawa. You're laughing at my pronunciation.
No, you pronounced it perfect.
Hopefully I didn't butcher it too bad.
No, you did perfect. Aung La N Sang.
Aung La N Sang.
Yeah.
Of course, I speak Burmese. Not really. Not actually. Of course, you're fighting Ken Hasegawa on the One Championship, a new era card on Sunday at Sumo Hall. Being in Japan, has this been a cool experience so far?
It's been amazing. Like, for some reason, like the people, they just seem more noble. Like, you know, they stand in the line, they stand in a queue, they don't push or shove in the bus. Like, it's crazy. Like, there's something about them, you know, they're so clean. They put their recycling, you know, the bottles, put the bottles, the cans, just very orderly, very disciplined. It's pretty amazing to be here.
I guess it kind of makes sense that this is a great martial arts culture because there is so much order and discipline.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, it's where a lot of martial arts started, you know. Like karate, you know, jiu-jitsu, judo started in Japan, so that kind of makes sense, you know.
You were wearing some traditional Japanese garb at the press conference. Why was that?
So when I first got here, there's a big Burmese community in Japan, you know, and they had a big welcoming for me, and they gave me one of the garments, you know. So as an honor for them, an honor for, you know, the Japanese community, I wore that. So
I know that you're obviously very popular in Myanmar, but did everyone know you here? Who of the Burmese population in Japan? Did they know who you are here?
Yeah, like we were like just touring around, and in the bus and in the subway, people would recognize me. You know, the Burmese people would right away recognize me. I have, you know, for Burmese, I'm normally tall, you know. Average height is like 5'6", 5'7" for a man. I'm like almost 6'1", so. And then my ears stick out. Yeah.
So you're fighting Ken Hasegawa, and you're defending one of your one championship titles because you have two of them. Your last fight with Hasegawa was very violent. It was a pretty crazy battle, one of the fights of the year in 2018. Do you want that kind of fight again, or would you rather just kind of get it out of the way and finish him quickly?
You know, I like to give fans a show. You know, I like to give them a show for what they pay for. You know, and for me, I actually enjoyed the hard, you know, grueling fights. I don't mind being the nail. I don't mind being the hammer. But I just love, you know, competing and just love fighting. So, it's, you know, as a family person, and, you know, as a competitor, you want an easy win to make money. But for me, like in my soul, deep down, I want a good hard fight.
Even if it, you know, a good hard fight could cause lasting damage, you're okay with that. You're accepting of that.
Yeah, like long time ago, I had one fight with Uriah Hall, and that was actually one of my most enjoyable fights. You know, because it was fun. You know, it was, you know, back and forth. You know, he beat me up pretty good, but it was fun. I like fights like that. I actually don't like, you know, quick wins, because like you go in there and like, no, I want to fight. You know, so.
I bet you probably get some good hard sparring in at Hard Knocks 365 with Henri Hooft down in Florida. That's a really good camp. I mean, how much have you gotten better since going down there?
Yeah, for sure. It's been amazing. You know, my MMA game has evolved tremendously. I've become, you know, I've trained more like an athlete than ever. You can see it from my last 3 fights, and it's still getting better. You know, everything's connecting now. Before I was just grinding, running my body to the ground. Now I'm treating it like a real, you know, well-oiled machine. You know, I'm taking care of the recovery, taking care of the nutrition side, doing, you know, correct strength and conditioning, good, making sure I have good practice in all aspects of the MMA game.
You're huge in Myanmar, and you're once big draw there. Obviously, you know, when they go to Myanmar, you're the headline guy, but you've been living in the States for over 15 years now. Is it cool now that with Eddie Alvarez and Demetrius Johnson, the growth that you're seeing with one in the States?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's really cool, you know. But, you know, as a champion, that's what I want to do. I want to grow. I want to grow the promotion. You know, as a champion, I want to get better too. You know, I want to get better so that, like, people see, oh, look, you know, one is legit. Like, I legitimately think that. Like, I am going to keep getting better. Like, I truly believe I'm going to keep getting better, and I'm going to keep, you know, I'm hungry, and I want to keep improving and become a better, middleweight world champion.
And you train with guys who are in the UFC,
Yeah.
Bellator, etc. every single day, so you know how you stack up against those guys.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. We have, Kamaru, who just won the welterweight belt, and like I'm doing the same thing as they are. I'm training every day and I'm working, hard just like them. They're, amazing human beings. Like, they're great training partners. Luke Rockall's a great training partner. Marcel, great training partner. Andre Filo, we have a bunch of like great guys in there. From Nick Lance, even though he's like a lot smaller, like he's the energy that they give off is so good and so positive. And we're not like a young group of guys. We're like older group of guys, but with family and stuff. So we're just trying to. There's no drama in our gym. We just work hard, good positive vibes, and it's a great environment.
You started fighting when you were in the United States already, but the national sport of Myanmar is lethwei, and you have some experience training in that as well, do you not?
Yeah, lethwei is the traditional sport. Every kid knows how to punch and kick. You can take a mitt and every kid knows how to punch, kick, and throw a knee. And that's one of the reasons why they love combat sports in Myanmar. When we were kids, we watched the Tyson fight, Evander Holyfield fight. Every kid, every household watched it. It's a combat sport. Like, they love combat sports. And lethwei is it should be as popular as Muay Thai in my opinion. Because it's just like Muay Thai, but without gloves. It's a bare knuckle and with headbutts. It's exciting.
It sounds very dangerous.
Yeah, exciting.
You seem to like this. You like the violent fights, the headbutts, the whole deal. You're all for it.
Yeah, for sure. Like, what's the difference between a headbutt and a knee to the head or a shin to the head?
So when you go to Myanmar, you're like Elvis, right? You go there, you get mopped in the street. It's like you have to beat the people off with a stick. Is that how it goes?
But I don't dance like Elvis or sing like him.
Imagine if you did, you'd be even bigger.
All right. I don't have the voice for it.
Okay, Michael Jordan. You're like the Michael Jordan of Myanmar. You go there over there. You're a big celebrity, right?
Yeah, it's even hard for me to just jog in the streets or do anything in the streets or just go out in public. I don't enjoy it because it's like I like my personal space. I'm kind of introverted, so I don't really like it. But I know it comes with because of how my career is going. So.
Have you ever felt like Conor McGregor, who smashed a fan's phone trying to take a picture of him? Maybe you're in Myanmar and trying to take a picture of you. You smash someone's phone.
No, I think I'm not like that. I would never do that.
So you came to the States and you went to school in the States, and I believe for agriculture, and then you became a beekeeper after school.
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
Yeah, so I got my degree as a beekeeper. In agriculture science. My emphasis was actually in dairy management, dairy science, but I got a job interview for to become a beekeeper. It was crazy, man. Beekeeping life is like a whole it's a nomadic life. You don't stay in one place because you go all over the states to pollinate. You go to California to pollinate almonds. You go to Wisconsin to pollinate cranberries. Michigan for the blueberries, and then back to Florida. So you're all over the states. You live a very nomadic life, and then you get stung every day. Every day you work with a bee, it stings, and it still hurts. You think you get used to it, but the bee sting, it still hurts. It's crazy.
I think when people think of beekeeping, they think of someone in that big suit. Is that what it's like? But you said you're traveling a lot too.
Yeah, because the big companies like the almond companies, they'll hire bees so that the trees pollinate better, and they get bigger crop. So they pay good money for that too, and we do wear the suits. When it's hot, we don't. We just wear long sleeve shirts, and the veil, and then pop those hives, and then you get stung. You work the hives. It's pretty cool, though. Do
you have any nightmare stories from your work as a beekeeper?
No, I actually enjoyed it. The only reason why I stopped was because of I wanted to pursue MMA.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you weren't fighting, would you still be doing that? What would you be doing with your degree in agriculture?
Probably into cattle, since I do love steak. So beef cattle maybe, and I would go back and do it in back home in Myanmar.
You're very active, I believe, in like wildlife activism, right, in Myanmar.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff do you do there?
Yeah, so there's WWF for elephants, wild elephants,
Not the pro wrestling. This is the World Wildlife Federation.
Yeah. Not the
No one's gonna hit with a chair.
No. According to them, by 2025 there will be no longer like wild elephants. Myanmar is so blessed in that sense. It has a lot of wild, like natural animals too, elephants, tigers, but poaching is big. So people hunt them down for tusks and stuff like that, and that's very common. And so I am very active, against that, and I'm an activist against that, and so I do work for them, pro bono, and it's great, like you want your kids in the future, future generation to see wildlife as well. So I think it's a little bit of my time, but it's worth it.
It's cool because you have an expertise kind of in that area as well, so it's nice to kind of to use that while still doing MMA. Just to wrap this up, man, and thank you for the time. You have 2 belts. You have the one light heavyweight title. You have the middleweight title that you're defending on Sunday. How do you juggle that, and how active do you want to stay trying to defend both those belts?
Yeah, so like before the camp started, I was around 235 because I thought I was gonna have to defend the light heavyweight belt, but I got the call for Japan bout, at middleweight, so I had to drop that down. I don't want to hold the division. I want to be able to defend both belts. If I can't, I'll vacate it. I don't need 2 belts. I just want to be the best athlete that I can be. And I like challenges. So this is a challenge, and because of that, like I'm gonna make sure I defend both belts.
Do you feel like you're more of a natural middleweight or light heavyweight?
More of a natural middleweight, for sure.
And in one, that's like 205, right? I guess.
Yeah, under 205 for 3 days. We can't be dehydrated.
Right.
Because if we can dehydrate, it's only one way in. And then you can make 185. So.
Thank you so much, Aung La. Good luck.
Thank you so much. Yeah.